before that.
Oh, yep. Looks like it's going to be closer to mid-December that it'll actually be announced. Yep.
Yep. And it looks like we've got Batmouse and ask for Batmouse and Aaron on stream. Aaron is new and has interesting decks, according to Chris. So,
Sure.
And Batmouse is Batmouse. He always has fun stuff, even when it's a little unique. So let's see what.
Yep. Just looking at the top tables right now, potential 2-0s would be Aaron and Batmouse, Harpster and Sam could be 2-0. I think Phillips and Kessling are both 2-0. So okay, and then Hayes 2-0.
Right.
Brandon
So
Beatty.
Got Batmouse and Aaron. Trying to get some information as far as what Aaron's GIMP is, so I can update that. It looks like Aaron grabbed light side cards, if I'm not mistaken. Did I see that correctly? And
Aaron will be light side in this game, yes.
Aaron will be light side, perfect. So let's get that updated in here. So light side is Aaron. Let's grab a last name for Aaron too. That'd be a nice thing to do. Kahler, Kahler. So if Batmouse is dark side, that means he's playing 12 card hunt down. Which is the deck he played, or the dark side he played at Worlds when he went 7-0 in, or 7-1 in day one. So and it looks like Aaron is playing
the new speeder objective.
Speeder's objective. All right. Well, I know you'd said you were not necessarily a fan of the
dark side one.
The dark side objective. How do you feel about? All right, Aaron is Scoop Phase. So if you've played against Scoop Phase before.
You know, my only real experience so far with the light side objective is watching Drew's game against Mike Pistone. And I believe Drew won that matchup against Mike's 12-card hunt down by 1.
I think he did. That's my memory as well, although I don't think I actually was able to watch that game. We were traveling during a chunk of that
I think that game got closer than it should have been because Drew got Dash and Rogue 12 sniped.
Oh.
Because he moved in front of P59 or reacted to a drain or something in front of P59 and then got sniped.
That is not what you want to have happen, nor what you really expect out of that. So, Aaron, according to the tournament director, is a newer player to the tournament scene. Batmouse, Anthony Howard, is someone who's played a whole bunch. He's the sheriff of Gemp, runs the Gemp PC, criminally underrates Tom, just kind of how this all works. But awesome guy, teammate. So I'll be honest, I got a little bit of Homer thing going in here, but I think Batmouse is sort of a friend to everybody. You know, there's the community is now. I don't know that there's anybody who I wouldn't consider a friend, and I think Batmouse is just the extra friendly. You know, the best part of all of us. So we'll see how this works with 12 card hunt down. Looks like Speeders is starting Walkling, squadron assignments, and not sure what that third effect is up there.
Might be Seeking an Audience.
I don't think you can get. Can you get Seeking with? with that. That'd be an interesting. Oh, Echo Base Garrison. Duh. It's the one the objective starts.
Oh, okay. Well, that's it. That's even better.
Like, what am I
Uh,
missing here?
yeah. So just looking overall at the deck breakdown, though, that was uh, hasn't been shared publicly yet, but I can say that there were 17 different deck types being played
Wow.
for both light side and dark side out of the 36 players.
That's not bad. On the one hand, I love that amount of parity. I like seeing that much
Hmm.
go. Um, on the other side, I will definitely admit that it makes it hard to figure out what you're going to play when there are that many
Yeah.
theoretically viable decks. I mean, we touched on this a little bit early, and while they do their setup stuff, is a good time to touch on some of this kind of stuff. It's tough to plan when there's so many viable decks out in the meta. You know,
Sometimes it's a good thing because it doesn't make things stale, but sometimes it's a very frustrating thing when you're thinking about spending money and traveling to an event, and you're like, well, I could, my luck of the draw of random
yeah,
an influence than my deck construction or my playing ability, because sometimes there just are rock paper scissors matchups that you can't do anything about.
yep. So we see Batmouse put down Vane. It's like he played. Uh, we must accelerate to grab the bridge. Used Vane to grab the Vader's Castle. I'm not sure. There's a card sitting up there that he played, and I can't see what it is due to the glare. Oh, it must have been one of his sites. All right. He must have
It got
had
the
the prison,
Yeah, it
must
got
have
the
open
prison in
handed the
hand.
prison.
That's an excellent start for Batmouse, getting that activation all basically turn one.
Yep. And it looks like he's got 6 there now, so he can throw a guy down. Is it the prisoner or could it be the 2-2?
Yep, it is the two
I think
two.
it's got to be the 2-2 because he just threw Vader
Yep,
down
and the
there.
lightsaber.
So,
Yep, that is the two
yeah,
two. I can barely make out the icons.
that is a real good start for Hunt Down. Batmouse needs to flip his objective. There we go. And now he just pings, and yeah, that's if you're Batmouse, you're super super happy with that. Is that the Snaps Starfighter Aaron just revealed?
Yes, that is that red Squadron 6
All right.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
That is with the all wings combo. Okay.
And he's got a lone
Um,
rogue sitting over there as well. Yep.
the Lone Rogue was the starting. That must be that's his lost pile.
Hmm.
So I'm just that's an interesting card. Not a card I would have expected to see.
I guess he's just figuring out the timing now on the
Losing to
losing
Visage.
a
Yeah.
Visage. Yeah.
I think he was probably hoping to just pitch the all wings combo. And instead he's just pitching the ship.
Oh no. Getting an update from a side game. Um, Apparently, there's a deck construction error that's going to make things drastically difficult for Steve Harpster.
Did he forget a card or
Steve did not realize that the Emperor Foreseer was eroded and can't be used to
oh
bring him before me to go to the Death Star 2 throne room.
yeah, that's
I'm sorry, the Emperor Returns one, the one from
yeah,
the episode 7 Emperor.
yeah. The good one that grabs cards.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
So
And that's not good. Uh-oh. Ooh.
I guess he did not know that the card was eroded, and the person who gave him the deck to play didn't update
Didn't
their
know
V
it was
slips
eroded.
and didn't know. And yeah,
Oh,
so that
that's unfortunate.
So,
I'm I know this has been talked about occasionally that, we may do a little bit too much of the errata of cards, and
mhm.
that's one of those things that, that's how it happens. Looks like Aaron going with Commander Luke on Rogue One right to the 2-2. Like,
That's an interesting approach. All right. I
I don't
mean,
hate it. Like,
no,
you're gonna
I don't know which Vader that is. I'm
I think
assuming it's
oh
Enforcer,
yeah,
but
good point. I don't know. I it might be Enforcer, but I know Anthony was playing with a couple different Vaders
hmm
at one point, and Choke Vader is definitely a card that's in play for Hunt Down. Looks like a 5 both ways, so we'll lose Vader, and it was Emperor's Enforcer. That does not get Luke though, as he's immune to less than 6 with the garrison, I think. Um,
yep,
that's not good for Anthony
that's not a
either.
good start for
Because
sure.
does he have a no? He's got no escape in hand, but he doesn't have the "I am your father," which, the saber's not necessarily going to be super impactful right now, as he loses Kylo off the top. I'm trying to kind of see what else he's got going in there. I'm moving my head like that's going to change how I look at the screen. It's You ever do that when you're driving, looking at maps, like, oh, I should probably turn and follow the map.
Sometimes it's just
Really?
easier to see, right? If I
Yep.
turn my head left, that's the way I gotta go. Okay.
It makes total sense to me. So Anthony does get a decent amount of activation though, like the getting the two O's and the
Yeah, and with the no escape, obviously, well, he lost a Visage, so
yeah
it's not gonna be able to get Vader back, but he can get
yeah
Kylo back.
no escape can get him Kylo, which I don't hate that play either. Looks like we got another person who subscribed. That was their 13-month subscription. So make sure.
Thanks, Danny.
Uh, is that Danny?
Yes.
Awesome. So make sure you check in with JNAP, since you hit 12 last month, and get your 12-month is one of the extra shiny cards. Looks like going with Asajj Ventress white border to the
I think it's the third marker.
3rd marker, and dropping the
It's
Sonic
just
to get the 2-0.
yeah,
Just to
it's reloading here.
Yeah, I mean, you just get the 0 out of your deck. Like, that's a solid hand. Doesn't deploy I think he drew into it, so he drew into the Sonic.
Yeah, we're into draw phase now. He's just reloading his hand
Yeah,
here.
yeah. No, it's more he didn't put down the 2-0, but I think because he drew into it. On the one hand, I love that Aaron went after Vader early like that.
Yeah,
On the other hand, that's definitely going to slow down his start and slow down what he wants to do there. Um, so yeah, it sounds like the Emperor thing. Yeah, Harpster just
scoop that game. Yeah,
scooped because there's no way to do anything.
I mean, if you can't, I mean, if your deck is designed around using Emperor's power to draw multiple battle destiny, and you can't deploy the Emperor just in throne room,
That, that's gonna hurt. Um,
well, you folks on the tournament committee have fun sorting that one out because that's not my job anymore.
yeah, that's
Let's look at this new light side objective. I actually have to pull it up on Gem to do some reading here.
Looks like we get Haven and Las Resistance Transport. And I missed the first ship he put down, but Resistance Transport to go grab Ray. Ray's going to grab him a card. Um,
Yep. And he's got Haven there, I guess, right? So everything's
yeah,
super
so
basically free.
he'll be stacking up. Um,
Yeah, sometimes we see people trying to set up like EBO with this and get the extra force damage at and cheaper deploy and things like that. But I don't necessarily know that you always need that, especially if you're not running multiple systems. If you're just trying to control Hoth.
yeah, it's weird, having played an Ebo that just tried to control Hoth. Ebo is Echo Base Operations, obviously. Trying to avoid using acronyms sometimes and just not do it right now.
For the folks watching at
Um,
home later, yeah, sure.
yeah, like it feels bad sometimes. You're just like, well, I got to stack up with Haven. But the flip side is, if you don't stack enough, and
Hmm.
Darkseid comes down and takes you off of it, it's a real feels bad spot.
Hmm.
If they take you off it and they kill Haven, you're like, well, now I can never get that back. So it's a tough spot to kind of find that balance. But Ray up there covers a whole lot of forfeit, and I think that's solid. And I'm not entirely sure that isn't Han chewing the Falcon underneath there. So
It's definitely a longer card title for sure. It could be.
so
Yeah, the objective keeps you from playing other systems. So,
yeah, so you're not playing Echo Base Operations. You're just saying, all right, I'm going to hold Hoth and
hmm,
cover.
the ground sites with the speeders.
Yeah, you're kind of what we talked about in game one with the Endor operations deck. You're just trying to set up a couple solid drains and control in front of that. So we see Batmouse pay for the drain of 2. Like, I don't love the position Batmouse is in where he's going to be paying for drains all game here, I think, but Huntdown kind of expects to do that, and you're just trying to
Right.
grind your damage through. He needs a way to take that Luke off table.
I was just thinking that if you can get Luke off the table, that eliminates the ground drain of 2. Plus, it'll potentially turn Visage damage back on for just his opponent.
And there's no escape for Tarkin, which tells me he's probably got some way to take Luke off table. That looks like a Vader to me. Emperor's Enforcer Vader comes down.
Hmm.
Tarkin comes down for the extra Battle Destiny. Um, let's see where he goes with this weapon. How did he? How did he do that? Okay, like, I think his opponent just caught that.
I'm
I
your
have
father's
your
not on
father's
table.
not on table. I sense that went. Batmouse says, "Oh, I'm going to deploy Vader's saber," and started to do it, and then Aaron went,
How?
"How?" So,
Yeah.
which honestly, I think it's fine. Like, odds are Batmouse is losing Vader anyways. So, like, I wouldn't have loved losing a card to deploy the saber, no matter what. And there's the power harpoon for Destiny. Um,
He draws a Maul. Is he going to redraw that
he
with
looks like
Tarkin?
he
Yep.
did redraw that with Tarkin.
There's the shuttle and
Um,
Vader's anger, I think. So
trying to figure out. So Aaron, yeah, I'm like, why didn't Aaron draw a second one? There's the power harpoon and looks like Cassian. So power harpoon, which is a utterly garbage card against anything but walkers and utterly annihilates walkers. So, but he
definitely
does draw enough to kill Luke.
and take the shuttle too, because I think he's got 8, and Luke only forfeits for 7, so the speeder has
Yep.
to go.
So he takes down Luke and the speeder, which I think is good.
Yeah,
It does leave a lone Tarkin there, but Tarkin draws Battle Destiny if unable to otherwise. And the one thing speeders doesn't have is a good way to make your guys forfeit 0. Like you're not gonna be.
Hobby does though, doesn't he?
Yeah, but are you putting Hobby even in the
No,
deck? Like,
I mean he's a guy you can pull. He pilots a bunch of stuff for you. He's got the built-in gun. He seems
yeah,
like he would
I
fit in
guess
here.
if he's pull, yeah, you're right. Garrison does pull him,
Hmm.
which isn't bad. So yeah, he's probably goes in there. I do like Hobby. He's always been, even back in the day, he was always kind of one of my favorite guys, just because he was a situationally +3 pilot.
Hmm.
And back in the day, +3 pilots were rare. So like just having the guy with, and especially with insurrection, he's a forfeit for 6 and adds 3 against a Star Destroyer. He's worth putting in a deck. Looks like we see Zev. So
And just to share some information with the Harpster situation, it does look like he's gonna take the game loss for this game, but they are gonna let him switch Emperors to the correct persona that he's allowed to play.
yep. And I think that was I was part of the conversation that was going on as part of why I was being a little bit quiet. I think that was absolutely the correct
Right.
call by the tournament committee, as we see Zev in front of
Obviously, it sucks for his first
Asajj.
round opponent for not catching that during the game,
Yep.
but
But that's, part of it is also that's on his first round opponent for saying, hey, wait a minute, I don't think you can do that.
right.
And that's is what it is.
Trying to look
So
and see.
Zev and Wedge on speeders in front of Asajj. That's a pile of power there.
Yeah,
That's 11 or 12 power plus a destiny. And
I
it's
mean,
not
Ventress's
clear.
forfeit would basically cover it
Looks
right
like,
now,
is that
but
a
yeah,
voyeur we're seeing? Trying to say, or is that an
Ellis.
Ellis?
I think that's an Ellis trying to get her the heck out of there.
Yeah, for 4. That feels like a good spot. Now, where's he moving for 2? Is he moving her to back up Tarkin? I don't hate that, but at the same time, I wouldn't have hated to see her stay on Hoth. Like, now that Aaron's committed those 2 speeders to the site, he can't really jump you and start a battle. So if you commit her to Hoth and play the move around game, like she's fine against 1 speeder.
Hmm. But they all move as
And
reacts on Hoth sites, so
yeah, well, she's never starting the battle.
well, she's even just trying to force drain or anything. She's just
Oh yeah, good point. They can react to the drain.
yeah. So you're not really playing. You're just playing. How long
Yeah,
can I delay getting my ass kicked?
but if Aaron's moving in front of to block her drains, if he forgets about the react canceling,
Hmm.
so that's possible. It's possible Batmouse could have gotten away with something there.
Right.
So
But he is kind of set up now. He's got those third marker, fourth marker. Now the shield does only cover the first marker, so they're all
yeah,
unshielded battlegrounds
and he
with the
does
objective here.
flip his objective back, which I think doesn't that let him start retrieving? Does he retrieve a force if Batmouse isn't on Hoth? Is that the
I know he gets a drain bonus at the system. Let's pull up the objective here again.
yeah losing
Uh,
2 ascension guns right off the top? That's a card I like in that matchup a lot, in that deck a lot.
Definitely, because your opponent's coming to your
Yeah,
location. So
your opponent is definitely coming to Hoth,
it's
and
on the 0 side. It's drain +1 at the system, and if he occupies 2 battleground sites, he retrieves a force.
okay, and it looks like he just got flipped to the 7 side though, as Batmouse throws down Emperor's Enforcer, who is also somewhat brutal here against. How are you doing that, Anthony? Did he put out "I Have You Now" and I don't, or "I Am Your
Nope,
Father" and I don't see it?
nope. I think he just did it again.
But why are you? Uh,
Is it did I, I don't see it anywhere on the table unless it's somewhere out of our view. He just cheated again. I'm kidding, Batmouse.
yeah, I'm gonna send Chris a message real quick because that's
Unless it's just off camera out of frame and we can't see it. That seems like a bit of a mistake here. An incom engineer going off, being lost there earlier. Another interesting card choice.
all right.
And,
Let's see if Chris goes over to say something
and now that
over
Vader
here.
does make things interesting too, because both of
Yeah,
those pilots do draw if unable, like it's in their game text, so canceling their game text prevents them from drawing battle destiny.
yeah, like that's a nasty. That Vader's nasty against those speeders.
And we get that fixed there. There you go. Okay.
Yeah, you could tell something happened, as I saw in the cams. Both of them turned and went, something's going on. So we got it fixed.
I don't know where the Sonic came from, but yeah.
I think the Sonic was from hand.
Okay.
I think the Sonic might have been from used, but that might have changed so much. I'm not entirely sure. And if both players are happy with the, yep, we fixed this,
There you go.
probably not worth stressing out over. So I'm betting it'll be, yep, the first card he loses to that drain. Looks like takes 5 there. Drain a 2, 2, and 1, or 3, 1, and 1, because Wedge adds 1 to the drain while piloting. 7, 5 speeder. Looks like for Aaron's reserve deck, as he flashes Commander Luke with squadron assignments, and 7, 5 for Battle Destiny there is not good for Vader.
No, definitely not ideal.
Does Anthony have a? Oh, looks like, is that a co-pilot on there? I didn't see who it was. I just see,
That's a looks like
or was it
a rebel flight suit.
or a dual laser cannon? We did see
That could be
the
another option, I
artillery would have
guess.
been a 7. Yeah, like, I mean, he might just be trying to set up the artillery pings. Could be the power harpoon too, just in case. Um, just in case Batmouse tries to drop like Blizzard 4 in there. Yeah, if Anthony's got an "I Have You Now," this will be a site wipe,
Yeah.
which I don't think is great because he's already down 3 Vaders. There's a Poe as a passenger. So it looks like we will be taking a lunch break
I was just looking to see if anybody
after
was
this
talking about
game.
that.
Yep, I just got a message from Chris, so that's good. It'll give me a chance to moisten up my vocal cords, as it's been a whole lot of talking here. There's the 5 and 7. I didn't see, and I have you now, so Batmouse loses everybody, and we,
The bad spot for Batman to be in right now.
yeah, I don't know what his plan is here, but I mean, the one thing Aaron does play a ton of cards on table, so like just steady, keep pinging damage, keep that visage damage going, and there went the Planet Defender Ion.
Oh my.
What? That's. I
Eh,
mean,
Definitely an interesting way to protect Hoth.
that would be good lord, that would just murder Thrawn. Holy cow! Like you've got the power generators, you've got it powered. You're gonna have battles up there. Like, oh, that's a nice chimera you got up there. Be a shame if somebody were to shoot it.
Hmm.
I like it. I'll be honest. That's an awesome card. Like I'm watching this and enjoying this as I'm getting ready to go to Ohio next week for the Ohio Mega Worlds, and this is fun.
This is certainly an interesting take on this deck type. Obviously, it's a new deck type, so we're going to see various versions of it popping up and floating around. And
Yeah,
this already seemed like a slightly favorable matchup, but the way things have gone, I don't know there's much else Batmouse can do here. This might
yeah.
be, I'm going to take an extended lunch break and, go get something
It looks
better
like
than Jack in a Box.
he force pushed here, so he's going to do something, and this may be sort of the last stand.
Hmm.
Carl, I know Carl in chat. I know you're newer to the game, Carl. I don't think there's ever a time the Planet Defender Ion Cannon was in the meta. Like I was playing when Hoth came out. My first tournament was the release of Dagobah. I don't think the Planet Defender Ion guns ever made it out of a binder or box of random rares before this.
Even yeah,
Uh,
even in kitchen table games when I was learning to play back in early '97, it it wasn't seeing it wasn't hitting the table very often.
yeah, it's one of those where the setup it's a huge amount of setup and it only fires at Hoth, so you just don't fire battle at Hoth. But like
Hmm.
with this speeders deck, that battle at Hoth has to happen. And I think you still need a warrior at the Hoth, the first marker to fire the artillery weapon. I don't even know.
Let's go look up our Planet Defender Ion Cannon. See, it's coded in Gem. Deploy at an exterior state during a battle at related system. Target a capital there for 2 force. Draw Destiny if Destiny +3 greater than armor. All starship weapons aboard are lost. It's power 0, hyperspeed 0.
Oof. Yeah, that's I mean that feels like just a murder card for Thrawn. Like, oh, you want to come to Hoth? All right.
Yeah, I mean, Destiny +3 greater than armor, and Chimera's
Chimera's a 6 or a 7.
6. Yeah, it's 6. I don't know
So
if
you
anybody
just
adds to it.
so you need a 4. Like,
Yeah, that's not so hard to do.
no, this deck looks like I saw, the double ascension guns, the rebel artillery, like there's a whole lot of.
Now, Palayan does add 2 to the ship's armor and hyperspeed if he's on the Chimera with Thrawn.
So then you need a 6 to hit him, which is significantly harder, but still not impossible.
Not impossible with a couple of,
All right, so
artilleries. So yeah.
Batmouse force pushed for something and is now drawing. I don't like any of that.
I, I think Batmouse is realizing there's not
Yeah,
much he's going to be able to do here, and he's just
Batmouse might be trying to figure out something and planning to go to the pool here in a second because yeah, there's
yeah.
just
He's lost a couple of
there's
Vaders already. His guys with lightsabers can't do much against speeders.
yeah, here's
He
a
can,
point man. I think he's probably trying to set up something and hope, and maybe he's just. I'm not sure what his hope is. Like I'm not sure what you can set up here that's got any value
right.
there. And yeah, if we see a battle formation for the plus drains, like this could get.
I mean, it's already pretty bad because he's on
One,
the 0 side of the
2, 3,
objective.
4, 5,
It's
6, 7, 8,
it's 2 at each site.
9. Well, and then it's +1 from the third marker, and then another +1 from wedge. So you
Right, the
got,
fourth marker. Yeah, so he's losing 8
yeah,
total. 2 4
9.
2 4 6 8.
If it's drain +1 where he's got a speeder, so it's,
No, it's not a drain bonus with the speeders.
oh, okay. It's just a,
Oh, with the T-47, yes. Sorry, if he has a
yeah,
T-47, it's add 3 more, and then it's 11
yeah.
instead of 8.
That's,
But even the 8 is brutal enough at this point.
yeah. I think I can't see. Although I did see Aaron activated, he doesn't look like he's got a lot of cards left.
Drain 8, retrieve 1. I mean, that's kind of a strong turn. I don't know what else you need to
Yeah,
do.
yeah. But the retrieve one, like you're peeling to Visage. Batmouse hasn't put a ton of cards on table. Like Batmouse may still be trying to map this out and say, there's a chance I can
Hmm.
stay,
Right,
I can just grind this to nothing. But like you're behind the 8 ball because you're paying for drains and he's not.
right.
He's got retrieval and you don't. Like I don't like the math here for Batmouse unless he's got something crazy like he set up for P59 to,
Hmm.
you know, he's got a react canceller and a P59 to shoot something, and maybe, maybe,
Yeah, he can't. He doesn't have enough. He doesn't have any other battlegrounds of his own to go to,
yeah, as he's just
and
peeling cards from hand.
they're both losing to Visage, so it's not even like he's gaining any additional damage there that he can work with. So,
Yeah, I think the Visage is more just if he's got a lot less cards in play.
hmm,
Visage effectively helps him more because they're both losing one, but he's
right,
got more to lose. It's
right,
one of the things, one of the ways Hitco's kind of plays well because you just don't put a ton of cards on table.
right.
So you're just like, well, I'm just going to win with card efficiency. Like I'll lose one, you lose two, or we'll both lose one, and then I'll retrieve one. Like it can be a grindy game. Yeah, I don't. Tom's in chat saying there's not a winning play here, and I tend to agree. I don't think there's a great way to pull this out. I think it's as he plays turn it off to pop a shield.
If he
Um,
cleared the system, that might be his only real success option. But with Tarkin on the ground, I don't know that he can clear the system.
yeah, and I'm not positive. Does he even have an Emperor shuttle? Like he may just not. He may have just sold out to fine. I'll just ignore space.
Very possible with this 12 card hunt down deck. And even if he does deploy and battle what's already there, there's also the possibility of like a spiral or something or
Yeah,
another ship as a react because Haven makes them basically free.
yeah. No, you could easily see like reacting spiral, reacting Tycho and ship, reacting red 8 virtual.
Yeah,
I think there's a starship in his hand as he kind of pawned it out, but I think it might have been a Maul's infiltrator, which is not a good card right now.
I would say losing 2 to Cloak versus losing 2 to the Drain.
I mean, it makes your drain free instead,
Right.
which isn't terrible, but like it's not good. So Batmouse activated and left himself something. So that might be an Emperor shuttle. I see him pulling Emperor aside. He's got a sniper. Are we going to see a battle with P59? Let somebody react over, shoot him. I don't think Aaron has used Ray. He may have forgotten about her, may have just felt like he doesn't need her. It's also possible he just did it quickly and we didn't necessarily see it. Um, See a drain of 2 here from Batmouse. Like there went a couple guys off the top. Blizzard 4 coming down. And P59. I think he's got goldenrods. So
Yeah, I do see it in play. So,
yeah, and I think Batmouse might have just said, "Fine, I don't really care. I just want power." Like that's power and forfeit for him.
Exactly.
And I think we might see a battle. I mean, he's keeping that sniper on top. Like that might be his win condition here. Is
He can't make it lost. Only characters can go lost.
oh yeah. All right
So
then. Or can he add three? That's Dark Strike. That just a saber draw. So I'm not sure what he's doing with it. Or he's planning to use it next, trying to
he could
survive
pass
for
the
a
turn.
turn.
Yeah, pass
Yeah,
the turn, and then sniper. He
sniper
blocks
and
it.
then drain. But he
Right.
does flip the objective.
He flips the objective, which stops a drain 1 at the system. Plus, he also blocks a drain of
Yeah,
2. So he saves himself a couple of force there. And
and he stops the retrieval as he pays one to keep
yep,
Blizzard 4 alive and then loses it to Visage, and Aaron's losing another one off the top. Like, Aaron doesn't look like he's got that many cards down.
he doesn't. Batmouse is down to about 10 or 11 himself, face down. So,
Yeah.
but he's got about 7 left in hand. Uh,
And Aaron, I can't see. Aaron doesn't
looks,
even activate.
he's
It's
got
just like, I got enough here.
2 in reserve deck and maybe 6 or 7 active. But
Yeah. Like I said, I was wondering if that was going to be Batmouse, and it looks like Batmouse is holding the sniper just for the.
yeah,
This is my only chance here.
if he consolidates, if you move somebody over in front to consolidate, and
Yeah. Again, if he doesn't, he can still react, and that's going to be the kind of the killer, I think.
right,
Although it may, Batmouse may say he's okay with that. Like, you activate, you sniper, you cost him 2 force on the hit, and then you drain. If he reacts somebody over, you may be able to battle again, cost him 2 more force on the hit.
hmm
Like you've effectively done 4 damage there. And again, Aaron's tight on cards.
yeah, he's down to
And
what,
if he
like 7 or
reacts,
8 total cards face down. So yeah,
yeah. And if he reacts those guys over, like now you're out, now you're losing drains as well. So we'll see. I think Aaron's thinking about using Walkling here to retrieve one, thinking about battling with.
it's the profundity on top, so that's not necessarily
Yeah.
helping.
Yeah, and that might be he doesn't really want that 2 back.
Looks like it's 12 to 7. He's thinking about battle, or 8. I'm sorry, because he's got 2 ships up there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate the battle there, especially if he's got another pilot to throw down. There's 4 for Hobby on his ship. All right. I mean, Batmouse, I think, is just hoping to just lose
That one's
Blizzard
easier
4
to.
here.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's easier to shoot.
And we see him start a battle. What does he? Oh, he's looking with the objective. That's right. He gets to
Because
look at and grab a card.
Hobby doesn't add to maneuver, so that's only maneuver 4. That thing's easier to shoot.
Yeah, so that's probably where he goes with it.
So he's got 4, a couple in hand.
He's using the
One,
ascension guns to peek and set up his destiny. Does so virtual hobby doesn't add to maneuver. Does I thought regular hobby does? Because I think
uh,
he adds to maneuver, but I don't think he draws a destiny.
correct. Regular Hobby adds 2 to maneuver on Rogue 4, but does not get a destiny
And
draw.
looks like he must have been using regular hobby because Batmouse flipped a 6 with P59 and did
Unless he
not
shot wedge.
kill. That would be a bad mistake by Batmouse.
He didn't point, so we don't know who he was shooting at.
Yeah, and it looks like Batmouse is
Losing the
just loses
blizzard.
Blizzard 4, and that's it.
Yep.
Which is fine. Like it's really going to be if Batmouse has a Gick, and I don't think he does. As he loses 1 to Visage.
But as we learned from that battle, I don't know exactly what's in his hand, but Aaron's got 7 cards left face down.
Yeah, Aaron does not have a ton left, and I think that might have been the math we were kind of talking about. I mentioned a couple
Yeah,
times, like Batmouse is not out of this game simply because Aaron doesn't have a ton of cards left. You put
right.
so much on table.
Just keep paying a drain for two and pinging
Yep.
for
So here's the
visage and
sniper. Sniper shoots, so he does shoot wedge, which will cost him wedge the speeder and two force.
yep.
And I think this is where Batmouse can potentially just leave the
He's counting. You
leave
can't afford to deploy.
P59. Yeah, he doesn't have any cards in hand, so he's not playing anybody anyways. Do you just draw a couple, leave that six sitting on top, and say, "Come get me"? That sure feels like the play.
It's not like he's
Or
got
do you
many other
move
options at
him?
this point.
I think you move him in front of
Zev.
the extra drain. Yeah, you move him in front of the Zev because it's a drain of two instead of a drain of one.
Yeah.
And pick a couple up, and then you can lose to Visage. You can lose that one off the top.
I guess it would depend which hobby that was, because if it's the hobby that doesn't draw by himself,
Yeah,
I have to assume Batman shot at Wedge. That's the
yeah,
only way that makes
and
sense. That previous battle there.
I think I'm gonna say that I think that was a mistake. I think you shoot hobby. You
Right.
take the guaranteed loss because you've got the sniper if you know you've got a six.
Right.
But like, I think you do it that way.
And you guarantee, you know,
Yeah,
because of the immunity from Echo Base Garrison, where they're all immune to less than six. So you
yeah,
guarantee at least something is going away that turn.
yeah. Although the six would have just hit the. Looks like we are still seeing drains of two. Not sure. I think Batman's lost three cards, so it might have just been one, one, and one. And Aaron's got to decide.
It should have been four total, yeah. One at the system, one at the fourth
Yeah.
marker, and two with Luke.
And looks like Zev is maneuver 7.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think he is. So he's not getting shot, which is unfortunate. But if Batmouse has got that six there for Battle Destiny, that'll kill Zev and the speeder, which is frankly
Mm-hmm.
equally good.
Mm-hmm. He's also only power 5 there, I think, so he's not likely to cause overflow.
As we see, is that Cassian? Oh, that's bad. That looks like it was Cassian Andor.
That is exactly Cassian Andor, so
Although Anthony
no hand left.
might be out of cards too, though. Aaron, I don't think has any cards in hand.
No,
I'm kind of
Aaron's out
trying
of
to
cards.
watch. So they're tight on cards. So there's the shot, which is a miss. And okay, so Batmouse with the Gick.
Does he? Two,
Um,
4, 6. I'm not even sure if he needed it, but
yeah, I think he did
yeah, slightly. Yeah,
because
you're
he
right.
canceled the Battle Destiny, I think, with Cassian.
Yep.
So it was power forward 10 or 11 ish.
It's gonna be close, but I think Aaron might
I
just end up squeaking this one out.
Yeah, I think Aaron's got it just because he's draining for free, and Batmouse doesn't have enough to survive the drains
Drain for
this
2.
turn. Both lose to Vis. Yep, there it is. I think
Yeah.
Batmouse figured out that was the way it was going. Um,
The
as
retrieval's
they,
control phase when he's on the 0 side,
yeah,
which
the
he is
walk
now.
lane was anytime. He used walk lane.
Mm-hmm.
So we do have a lunch break here. I'm gonna get a deck tech video started and go grab myself a little lunch, grab myself something to drink. I think I heard you are
I am tapping out for the afternoon. I don't know
tapping
if you'll have a
out
new
to.
co-host hopping in here for a little bit, but
I think I might have Robbie jumping in here. He said he might. He was willing to turn off the University of Texas football game to come help stream. So this is good. But what I'm going to do is throw on a deck tech video for everybody, and we will get see you back in a little while here. So
Have a great
anyone,
afternoon, everybody.
definitely thanks a lot for coming on here, Chris. So in chat, anyone have a deck tech they really want to watch? I got QMC, Skywalker Saga, Stunning Move, Yoda Communing, Yavin 4 Ops, Map, Hyperdrive, Echo Base, Court, CCT Musician,